Well, good evening, everybody. Depending on what you're watching, it might be morning, who knows? It's your boy Fury, and we're gonna get into this one. Thank you all. Whoever's watching, feel free to interact in the comment section. Let's get this ball rolling. Now, I think I'm going to start off with a little bit of story time. Oh, man. Well, like I said, this is a spur of a moment thing. What's up? What's up? It's your boy Fury. Let me get the lighting right. Oh, right. Uh, put a one in the chat if the sound is coming through okay. Just let me know. Let me get this lighting going. A little bit better. Sorry about that. Like I said, this is a spur of a moment. I always do these things spur of the moment. Maybe I would fare better if I had more of a schedule, but given my busy life outside of YouTube, because I do this like this is a part-time thing. So given this outside of YouTube, I'm out. I'm usually on my bike. I need to go back to the gym, but I've been working more on my cardio, on my heart than anything, and I've just been doing other things. So if you're watching and you can hear this properly, throw one in the chat. Anyway, if not, I'm gonna get this rolling anyway. Like I said, I'm gonna start with a little bit of story time. So for the last few months, I've been listening to a brother who goes by Accountable Commentary here on YouTube, and this whole thing he's always talking about is the reach back. And if you don't know what the reach back is when you aren't checked for if no one's looking for you. No, none of the girls checking you out. You non-select. That's why I said I'm back and I'm non-select as ever, because that's just pretty much me. It is what it is, but that allows me to do the things that I've grown to do on my leisure time. So, anyway, the reach back is when you either unceremoniously dumped or you overlooked or whatever, and then they reach back and they try to make acquaintances with you despite them actually telling you and showing you that at a time you just wasn't the cat's meow, you just wasn't the shit. Anyway, so my whole situation is that you got to hear this story from the beginning to the end. I'm gonna try to do it as best as I can. It's like this. Years ago, worked in the mall as an assistant manager before I left and became a manager for a brief time at a different store. I mean, different location. So anyway, I used to work with this particular female. We hit it off. We had good chemistry and shit, you know. But you know how it goes. When something is good and it's safe and it's the way it should be, they go run in the other direction into danger. So she pretty much did that and ended up a baby mother. And then, of course, once that didn't go well, guess who she was calling? Me. Okay? So every time it was more and more of a bitterness that you had towards men, but you weren't feeling me. But I guess the option, I guess I was the only one there that put up with you at this time. But anyway, fast forward to recently, and how you gonna come back into my life and you got you got you got 4 kids. You got like 4 kids by 3 different men. And you really think I'm stuck in the Stone Ages? You think I'm stuck on stupid? Like, seriously, listen to you though. You really think I'm stuck on stupid? So I had to just let her know. Basically, I was like, I would be a sucker. I would be a simp if I took you in this condition now. And it's like that audio I played for Ray when we did the South District podcast part 2. And it was from SPK Speaks. And he said, only a sucker, only a simp will sit there and wait for something that she made nobody else wait for. So, the reach back is real, y'all. That's why when I first heard the whole story about the reach back, I was like, nigga, I've been through this. I actually been through this recently. Like, this was like last year. So I was bugging listening to the whole thing, and I was like, yeah. I like, this was me. This definitely was me. So anyway, the reach back is real. But guess what? I'm still non-select as ever. So let's get this thing rolling here. And let's do some reactions, maybe. Let's do some reactions. Now, let's see what's going on lately. Let's go to browser green screen. And as you can see, let's go into the background. Let's interact. And let's go to subscriptions. Yeah, let me see. Damn, I can't wait to see these. Man, I love Turian Rain Reloaded, so I can't wait to watch these videos when they drop later on, like tomorrow afternoon and 4 p.m. All right, but this is. Let's listen. Let's react. Let's see what Accountable Commentary has to say. See, I rocks with him and stuff. Fair use, fair use. Let's get into this.
Oh, y'all be clowning for real. Y'all be clowning. Y'all be clowning. Colonial uppercuts? I'm talking about the comment section of the last video I did. The comment section of the last video I did is insane. Colonial uppercuts. Remember Sagat, the Street Fighter character? One of his special moves was Tiger uppercut. Can you imagine?
Oh, he's talking about Sagat. But anyway, speaking of this, they dropped the Shanquella Robinson case, and for the life of me, I don't understand how you come to that when you got videos of her getting the brakes beat off of her by people she traveled with, and then her death came because she had a severe spinal trauma. Like, this don't make any sense. Like, the federal government in America said they're not pursuing anything. So I, for the life of me, cannot believe that her killers are walking away this scot-free of this whole situation. Like who does this? You got video damn evidence. This was like, oh my God, she died in some mysterious circumstances down in Mexico. No. You see video evidence of her being brutalized. And how did she die? She was brutalized. She had a spinal injury that was fatal. Like, the math is right there in front of you. And the riddle is solved. All you got to do is just basically meld the question in. I mean, meld the whole hypothesis in. It's already been answered for you. I don't believe she's walking. Like, I mean, I don't believe her killers are walking away scot-free. But maybe that thing about karma is true. But let's see what else AC has to say.
Imagine a character coming out of nowhere, and his special move is the colonial uppercut. oh, this one. Yeah, she got the hands of Valhalla.
Let's see.
Go through the comment section. You're not going. And why this case is not being prosecuted? They dropped the case. They dropped the case. They dropped it. Nobody's getting prosecuted. And you know why? Do you know why this case is not getting prosecuted?
Let's find out why.
The case is not getting prosecuted is because It's a Keisha on Keisha crime.
Boom.
Remember when I was doing...
Exactly. Exactly. And you wonder, you know what? That's what I really need to hear this right now. Let me get back to my backdrop. Let me get back to my backdrop. That's all you really need to hear about it from him situation. He has a point there. It's a black on black crime. For a subgroup of people who often like to use that whole black on black crime, or see y'all commit crime, it's black on black crime, and y'all harm each other, y'all don't deserve reparations, blah blah blah, yakety smackety. You hear all this shit, right? Now, when you have the federal government, you have the law system letting Negroes walk away with harming other Negroes, what do you think is going to continue to happen? We're going to have a group of Pookies and Keishas and Ray Rays and all these other nicknames or stereotypical names you're going to call them. You're going to have them continue to hold their own their own brethren, their own skin folk lives for nothing. They're gonna value nothing about them because the system doesn't value nothing about them, and that's by design. Yes, we all need to do right and do better. That's without giving. That's just basic human decency. But you giving the whole subgroup the reason to play plausible deniability, but of course they're going to be able to do that when they the ones who've been pulling the strings of this whole situation and keeping people with that mindset. I'm dead serious. I have really nothing to do but to keep repeating it. It bears repeating. How are there no charges when the video speaks for itself? How? Like, I don't understand this. And this is not me begging, like, oh my God, this, that, we need to walk. No. It's like right there, like, what's going on, Mike? I don't understand how her killers are just walking away. Her killers are just walking away. Now, they moved heaven and earth to find Natalie Holloway, and they've never found her body to this day. And that Dutch bastard, guess what? No offense to Dutch people, but he's Dutch, basically. He's will not talk about it. He's done murdered another female and he's in jail for that, but he still will not confess to what he did with her. But remember how big that was? Remember all this was going on? You got the clear opportunity. You got evidence right there in front of you with Shinquella Robinson, and you see what happened on that video, and you're telling me that there's nothing you can do? There's nothing, you don't see any evidence? Are you fucking kidding me? And that right there is why, like I said, and I will repeat it, this is why a lot of people here, a lot of black Americans hold other black people's lives as down here. Because when you got the system that don't even care about bringing justice, of course they're gonna take it out on criminals are gonna strike and go against people that they know are easy targets. I mean, look what Peyton Gendrich did. He drove miles to Buffalo, New York, and targeted mainly elderly black people. Like, it's horrible. There should be no life in jail for somebody like him. And then he cried and said, oh, he want to blame it on the internet. You know how much hateful shit I hear on the internet every day? But that don't make me want to go out and do shit to other people? I hear hateful shit spurned towards me every day. From my own women. We called bullet bags, dusties, we should be aborted if the gender's a male and all this other stuff. But meanwhile, how you supposed to continue the race on if there's no males around? And won't you, by the way, with this whole conundrum with all you divestors and all you fucking people who wish death upon us because you feel a certain way about your looks and you don't understand, you play to your strengths. You play to your goddamn strengths. If you ain't the best looking motherfucker out there, guess what you do? You make up for it in character and personality. And you put some effort in a goddamn gem. Right, men? That's what we do. We can't help the height we were born at. We can't help the hell. It's hard to actually break through a certain glass ceiling that most of these women demand from you. But a lot of them demanding shit from you are bums they goddamn selves. And they only looking for you as a come up. A lot of them don't even fucking love you. They don't even fucking love you. They looking for a come up. So they want somebody who's always, even those who actually achieve a higher financial status through the workforce and through education, are still looking for somebody to do better than them. So they can have you to siphon your resources while they keep all this to themselves. Shawnee O'Neal. It's that simple. We have enough enemies out here outside of the black society in America, and we just continue to keep fighting with one another. And you know what's the funniest thing about this whole thing? And I just mentioned divestors. You know what's the funniest thing? Everybody who claimed this whole divesting life, guess what? A lot of them don't like, a lot of these black females who are divestors, meaning that they divested from black men. They moved on, they look for better options, and we ain't shit compared to Mr. Charlie and Hector and whoever and stuff like that. So these are the same women who turn around and still have a problem with who a Michael B. Jordan, a Jonathan Majors, a Blair Underwood, whoever date, because we don't date their own. See, this is how a lot of people are starting to realize this whole divestment thing is mostly a grift. Kimberly Nicole Forster recently with For Harriet, you know, Miss Self-Proclaimed 7. I'm sorry, if you're a 7, girl, if you're a 7, that must mean I'm a fucking 10. Because I rate myself as a strong 6, goddammit. A 7? First off, I said it on the Obsidian podcast, and I'll say it numerous times in his comment section. You are a Tijuana 5. You have the physique of a indigenous Mexican woman. Now you got your rarities, you got your you got a few bubble butts down there every now and then, but everybody for the most part is box body down that bitch, and I'm not even bugging about that. Even a friend by my most recent EMS partner who's from said at the case when he went down there, he was like, bro, I thought America had fat people. And he's from there. I'm not even using that to justify it, because I've known this before I met him, that our two countries are the top 2 in the world for obesity. I've known that for quite some time. But anyway, you got this woman who has no hips. She's short, which is no problem being short. I like short women. But with a face like that and a body like that, yeah, you're not a 7, baby. I'm sorry. The only reason I'm a strong 6 is because I ain't no rich nigga. That's right, because I ain't no rich nigga. So I'm right there just above average. Fuck out of here. You're a 7. Are you kidding me? Like seriously, let's take a look at it. Let me just find a thumbnail. Let me just find a thumbnail so you can see what I'm talking about. Look at his face. You put on as much wake up as you want. This woman here says she's a 7. A 7. A 7. A 7. See? Just the physique right there speaks for itself. She ain't got no hips. None. Whatsoever. She's built like Mindy Kaling's Velma. And then she attacks Ari Spears, and we know he ain't the best looking nigga, but he a comedian because of what he said about Lizzo, which was absolutely correct. But this woman calls herself a 7. Will the reign of basic white girls ever end? See? This is exactly what I'm talking about. She don't like to compete. This is why she was mad when Brittany Renner, of all people, pretended, I don't know if Brittany Renner admit any words she said about having accountability and gaining it, and Kimberly had a visceral reaction. Why? Because she thought she had a kindred spirit, a fellow black man hater. But Brittany Renner was like, I don't hate them. I hated the way I let them treat me. And this one here, she went the fuck off. She went off. Why? Because she thought she had a kindred spirit and somebody she can vicariously live through, a more attractive black woman. Well, we know Renner's biracial, but I mean, come on now. You clearly tell her phenotype is a light-skinned black woman. So, a 7, right? Yeah, there's no competition. They don't like to compete. Man, we have to. Like it or not, we have to. And we don't mean like we have to cut another guy's throat. We have to do better and show example. Those days of us pushing each other out the way for women who don't appreciate us, that has to stop. That really has to stop. And you have to really slow down and smell the roses and just understand that you as a man, especially you black men, there's more of them than it is us. So we need to continue to work and stay on our purpose. Continue to be on our purpose, and that means whatever we need to do to make our situation, our lives better and more comfortable. We need to do that. And we have to learn how, and we got to learn how we live and we coexist without women in our lives. And I'm not saying this as a monk thing and we need to swell women. I'm going somewhere with this, trust me. Because once you understand how and where, and you just understand how to live on your own and how to be happy and stuff with yourself, you can do this. You can realize, all right, this is me. This is what makes me happy. This is the things I enjoy doing. These are the hobbies I like doing. Now, the thing is, how I think I'm ready. Am I ready yet? And you ask yourself that. Am I ready? Are you ready, bruh? Are you ready, bruh, to bring another life into this? Are you ready to let somebody into your bubble? Y'all ready to have your bubbles like this, like the Mastercard logo? Are y'all ready to have your bubbles intertwined like that? That's the thing. You have to understand that. You have to build your nest egg and everything, and be like, okay, I think it's time. I think I'm ready to invite someone in. And you have to have, this is how it's gonna go. This is the things here. I'm not saying be controlling and everything, but there's certain things that you just won't take. That's why everybody's talking about red flags, but we all know damn well a lot of women like to talk about red flags, but they damn sure don't know how to stop at the damn flag. Red means stop, right? No. They won't stop until they turn that flag green. Or white, because they want you to surrender. But anyway. That's when you start to build that. And you got time, bro. I know, look, you got time. Them, not so much. And it's the whole biological imperative thing of why you got time and they don't. And you armed with knowing what will happen to you if you hastily make the wrong decision. You foolishly splash up in a female, right? You know what will happen, right? If you foolishly splash up in a female that you're not sure about, and then it turns out everything is just wrong, everything is just a mess. Guess what's gonna happen? You're financially fucked. You know that, right? You're financially fucked about this whole thing and stuff. So this is why you gotta listen to a lot of guys. You ain't gotta listen to exactly what they say, but you gotta listen to us when we say, look, take your time, move wisely, never stop working on you. Even if you find somebody, never stop working on you. If she doesn't want you to ascend to a higher level, she ain't the one for you. See, a lot of guys, we find a way to make it work. We will try and we will continue to ascend to a higher level, and we will still be trying to make sure that the woman we love or the woman we care for deeply comes along with us. Women, not a lot of them do that. There's some exceptions. I know some that I work with, and I won't say her name, but she told me this years ago when I was still in environmental services. She was like, my husband and stuff, I'm holding things down for him. He got the kids at home right now. He's trying to get back to work. He got injured and stuff because he does construction, and he got injured or so, or his back or whatever and stuff. I'm in school. I'm working here. I'm trying to get better, and he has been taking care of the kids and stuff, and he makes me laugh also. This dude has been allowing me to just do his thing, to do my thing. As he tried to get back on the feet, he put the kids first, and he put me first for me so I could finish and stuff. She's like, why would I do that to him? She was like, this is like my future husband. And I was like, on the inside, I told her, I take my hat off to you. And she's like, oh, you take your hat off to me? What do you mean by that? I was like, you don't understand how a lot of women are, they are selfish when they ascend into the top. A lot of them are very selfish when ascending to the top. A lot of them, you got to support them as they climb the ladder, or else you're holding them down. But when you're climbing the ladder, oh God, you ain't got it. You ain't got it. That's your dream. That's bullshit. Why do you want to do that? And I'm like, the fuck? Are you serious? Did you just? I'm gonna be like Booker T. Tell me, you just didn't say that. And that's how it be. That's just how it be. So anyway, to wrap this one up, because I go to bed, y'all. You know, I got work in the morning and all this other good stuff. Whew, as long as I don't see a certain drug addict the first thing in the morning, I think my day will go well. Because I believe I'm in EMS, and I believe in EMS superstition. I walked my dog Tuesday morning, and one of the first people I see in the morning was a regular drug addict. He is known for overdosing on heroin. I will not say his name out of HIPAA violation. Anyway, I saw him. I was like, this fucking day is gonna go terrible. And it was busy as shit Tuesday. Could have been just an overlap from Monday, who knows? But no, it was busy. We had a big fire next to Cinelli Studios down on Cable Point Road in Jersey City. We had just a lot of things going on just in EMS. And then if you got high priority calls going on in Jersey City, which requires paramedics, you're almost shit out of luck. You know why? Because our paramedics are pretty much a skeleton crew, unfortunately, and they cover Hudson County, unfortunately, alone. So they're all over from Hoboken, from Bayonne to Jersey City to Hoboken to Weehawken to Guttenberg to West New York to North Bergen. Yes. So they cover so many areas. And if there's high priority calls, because God knows there's a lot of priority calls that go over there. A lot of the times they could be working an active cardiac arrest, and then you end up with something that's on the same caliber or just below it, which is anything priority 3 and up to 1. Yeah, you might be stuck by yourself. So that's the thing we worry about here in this field, here in Jersey City, when it comes to core priorities and things of that nature. So it can be very stressful. Like last week, I had a call with a 2-year-old girl who have a lot of issues. I think one of them is like Down syndrome. Then she had this I forgot the condition, but she has a stoma already. The tracheal tubing cut. She already has that. This girl was hypoxic and she was having difficulty breathing, and her oxygen level and her bloodstream was like, it got down to like almost the 20s, and her heart rate was like 170 and stuff. So fortunately, with some quick thinking, my partner was able to realize that the thing can come off, and we had to ventilate her by connecting that directly to her stoma. And fortunately, her heart rate dropped down to 100, which is about around normal range for a kid, and so for a 2-year-old. And her SpO2 went up to like 100. I don't know if it was a mucus plug, but she was clenched, basically almost clenched. Like she was almost like, when they clench and stuff like that, that's a sign like they're in hypoxic, meaning she was turning blue. They on their way out, and we saved her without paramedics. And that's how I want to end this podcast. That yes, sometimes, you know, even in the darkest situations, we actually we save people sometimes. And I know sometimes it's hard to lose people. I lost somebody like on my day off New York last year, about August 7th, right home from Jersey City. I'm in Manhattan, and I didn't realize how grave her injuries was internally. I had it out there. But the pooling in her stomach taught me, showed there was internal bleeding, but I wish I could have saved her. She left behind a loving husband and twin boys and a daughter from a previous marriage. And I just really hope she's looking down on those kids. I'm not the most religious person, but it's feel like them boys they got love coming in from their family because they're gonna need it. And I hope if they ever watch this video, because it's live on Facebook also as well, and I'm Facebook friends with their father because he found me. I really hope that